Welcome everyone, my name is Chef Chris and this is another episode of From Donuts to Dinners. Again, from cop to chef, and we'll be cooking for you today. Today we're going to be making a Japanese inspired dish. Not completely by the books, but you know, like everything else I do, I like to skew the books a little bit. We're going to be making udon noodle soup today using pork broth, mushrooms, some bok choy, some seasonings, some spices, and we're going to use I'm going to teach you a little bit of a cheat method on how to make a quick udon noodle soup. To make a traditional one, you're going to want to boil neck bones and pork bones, pork shanks for hours, hours, and hours. Or you could buy yourself some already made pork shank broth and save yourself a whole lot of time like I'm about to. So you're just going to pour this into an already hot pan. Yes, the steam does look cool. And to that, we are going to add just a little bit of water, just to give a little more volume to it. Not necessarily to thin it out or to water it down, but just to give us some more room. So you're going to put this on high, and you're going to boil it. What you're basically going to be doing is boiling your udon noodles in here once that comes up to a boil. So while we're waiting for that to come to a boil, we can start making the ingredients that are going to be going into our udon noodle soup. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be sauteing off some mushrooms. Here I have some porcini mushrooms, some oyster mushrooms, some lobster tail mushrooms, basically all cut up. And again, like I told you in a couple of my other episodes, I'm all for expediency. You go to, this is the gourmet blend at your local supermarket. Saves you a lot of time. And you don't have to buy as much of oyster mushrooms and porcini mushrooms and shiitake mushrooms, because that stuff is going to start to run you a pretty penny. So we're going to start our pan off at a medium-high temperature. We're going to add some oil to that. We're going to start off by sauteing our mushrooms on the hot pan. Now, I'm going to teach you a secret I learned when I was cooking in Singapore, usually with a wok cooking, but you can do this with any pan. If you could put your hand down for more than a couple seconds, that's a medium. If you can put it there for all day long, it's low. If it's a wok and you put your hand like this, you just lost your finger, because those things get to temperatures of thousands of degrees. We won't do that here. But on our kitchens, in an induction kitchen, in your own kitchen, it will never get that hot unless you're working in a Chinese restaurant. So when you put your fingers down, you can hold it for about 2 seconds. You know it's about medium, it's good to go. So we have our mushrooms cooking. Of course, we're going to add a little bit of salt, like always. And what I tell you, not off the elbow. And I told you that's in another episode, and it goes to this one as well. Never off your elbow. I only wash my elbows in the shower, not during any other part of the day. So we got our mushrooms going. While our mushrooms are sauteing off or cooking, softening up a bit, I got this at the Korean market. In your own town, maybe you just have a regular supermarket. No matter where you are in the country, these are basically just loins of pork. They're already, like I said, I like expediency. They're already tenderized for me. Somebody else took the trouble of slicing them real thin and pounding them out with either a meat pounder, a tenderizer, a hammer, or if you really need it, you could use the back of a pan and just smash it down and get all your frustration out. But these are already done for me. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm just going to cut these into a little bit of thin portions, what we'd call bite size. You can use as much of the pork loin as you want, as little. It's your soup, or however many people you're looking to feed. So we'll just do probably 4 loins already cut up, like I said. But if you were to use the regular loin size or the pork chop size or however you like, it would probably be the equivalent of about 2 pork chops. So this we're just going to put off to the side. Our pork broth is now boiling. So to that, we're just going to add our udon noodles. And like any other normal pasta, udon noodles will cook like any other Italian pasta or egg-based pasta. They take about 8 to 10 minutes to cook off. Our mushrooms are now, looks like they're starting to soften up. They're starting to go. as the word is we use. And we're just going to add our tenderized pork loin to this dish to start sauteing off. Now, if you were to do this at home and you really wanted to make this truly special, you would basically cook all these same ingredients in the pork broth. And you're going to cook it like you would, let's say, an Italian sauce. You're going to cook it all day long, so the flavors build and they come amazing. Magic at Kitchen Science, we don't have 8 to 10 hours. You have me only for about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm showing you the quick and easy way, the 30-minute meal to get done in your house and make your life simple. So like I said, we're gonna cook this off sometime. Again, we added some salt already, so just be mindful of how much you add, but you're adding this to the pork, pounded tenderized pork loin. We're just gonna give our noodles a bit of a toss, just to keep them separated from each other. And we're gonna drop that temperature from high down to about a medium temperature. Like I said, that's hot. Can't keep it on there too long. So as you can see, our pork is starting to cook. You can see as it's turning white. And we're going to continue to let that go for a little bit. When this is about done, we'll add our bok choy, which we'll do when we come back from this commercial break. Talk to you in a few minutes, guys. All right, guys, welcome back. Again, Chef Chris from Donuts to Dinners. We have our tenderized pork loin pretty much browned off. Our mushrooms are soft and sauteed. We have our bok choy. I just basically washed it. You're gonna trim the bottoms. This is actually baby bok choy. Makes life a little bit simpler. Basically, just gonna take a handful of this. 2 or 3 baby bok choys is more than enough. I'm gonna add them to our plate, our saute dish. And we're just gonna basically, you don't have to get these wilted or super soft. You really just wanna get them heated a little bit through, starting to cook, kind of like you would any other leafy green like spinach or kale or anything of that nature. Just adding the flavor of the pan, the flavor of the broth, the flavor of the pork. Get that a little bit into it. We're gonna then put that, once we're done here, we're gonna put that into our udon noodle and pork broth mixture. And like I said, in a perfect world, when you have tons of time at home, or it's a lazy Saturday afternoon or something like that, you wanna put this on low and let it go all day long, power to you. Unfortunately, in today's world, nobody has that kind of time. I miss the days when I could. One day I hope to have that time. So, as you can see, we added this to our pork. I almost sounded like someone from Boston right there. I said pork. No, we added this to the pork. I'm sorry, guys from Boston. I didn't mean to make fun of you. Please keep watching. Didn't mean to insult you. I apologize. I do have a little bit of a sarcastic mouth. So I sometimes have to apologize multiple times. No matter how many times the sisters washed my mouth out with soap in Catholic school, it didn't work. I'm still me. So we added this to our broth. Our broth is going great. I'm gonna give it a taste in 1 second, but before we do, I'm gonna add 2 more ingredients to this. Now, again, you can go to the international aisle in your supermarket. It's basically, I add a fish sauce, and I add a little bit of a soy sauce. Now, I'm getting all fancy on you. I'm gonna use a little bit of a stronger soy sauce. It's called tamari. Basically, all that means is it's aged soy sauce. It means it's gone longer in fermentation barrels for, I believe it's between 2 and 3 years you're able to call it a tamari. You can fact check for me on that. Get back to me on my email at thedatechef@gmail.com. And let me know if I'm correct on that. And if I'm wrong, then I will tell you your name and I will tell you on another episode my correction. So to this, you can just add a few dashes. You add it to taste. You don't have to add a lot. A lot packs a large punch. And we're gonna use just a little bit of fish sauce. Any brand you like is more than enough. This stuff is powerful. So you don't wanna use a lot. Otherwise you're gonna get a really big flavor bomb in this. We're gonna stir that up. And like I said, you're gonna want to meld this all together. Let this go for another 10-15 minutes to meld all the flavors together. And then we're gonna come back and plate this. We'll be back in 2 seconds. Hey guys, welcome back. So in a perfect world, our udon noodle soup has been cooking since the break of dawn, at least 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. It's beautiful. In reality, we showed you the quick method. We sauteed off our mushrooms, sauteed off our bok choy, sauteed off our tenderized pork loin, and we added it to our noodle soup. We gave it about a 10-minute bath in the noodle soup, and now we're gonna plate it. Now, you can plate as much or as little as you like. That is completely up to you. So what I like to do is just a bowl's worth, because I'm not trying to feed too many right now. You're gonna get some of your bok choy. You want some of your pork loin, your mushrooms. You want a little bit of taste to everything, even the tricky ones. Just gonna label some of our broth into here. Now, what I'm gonna show you is basically one last thing you're gonna do with your dish. And this is just nothing else than for your own personal taste or how your family likes things. Is basically you're gonna give this a final taste just in the broth to see if you should add any more soy sauce or finish it. Some people like extra salt on their stuff. If you ever put extra salt on my stuff after I cooked it for you, we're gonna have words outside. But that's a whole city cop thing that we're gonna get over. Oh, that's good. That doesn't need a single thing else. It's salty. It's got that umami from the mushrooms, the pork, and it's great tasting. So basically, that's what we made today. We made an udon noodle soup using a pork stock. Udon noodles you can get from a grocery store, bok choy, mushrooms, and it's a perfectly easy dish that you can have ready in a few minutes. Or make it sexy like that for your date night. Thank you very much, folks. I'm Chef Chris. This is From Donuts to Dinners, and you can see me on at www.thedatechef.net or on my Facebook at The Date Chef. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next episode.